You see the title, and it's true. Here's a story/explanation from the beginning, which is where the coming video about my job review of Mark Monitor, now Clarivate Analytics, ends. I wanted a part-time job to go with my full-time job. That wasn't working because my resume wasn't being responded to. The reason for that is in said job review video. Side note, that's actually going to be on my main channel, my first channel actually, not this one. This channel is strictly Uber related things. I happened to see one of the managers for the bar I used to work at in DC, and we got to talking. Long story short, he told me to come back to the bar as they would love to have me there. Quote, "You're a good guy, you're good peoples," unquote, to quote him. So there it is. I have my full-time job, my part-time job, just like before, and the money was rolling in. One day, I overheard a customer at the bar foaming off at the mouth about how one of his boys was making all this money with Uber. I thought to myself, quote, which Uber is this? Because it couldn't be the same Uber I got balls deep into some months back, unquote. And to see that one, that is the video on my main channel, Surge Manipulation, Why I'm Done with Uber. Well, I checked out all of what he was talking about when I got home and found out that there have been some upgrades since I was gone. I struggled to make $500 when I did it last, but this time it seemed easier with all the extra stuff they added. I took a week off my main job to try it out, and now we get into the meat of the video. Here we go. I'm very well aware of how Uber counts the hours versus how the real world counts the hours worked. That's why I said less than 36 hours. If you were to aggregate all of the hours I'm online, I make a minimum of $500 in less than 24 hours. The amount of total time I spend out isn't much more than that. Why? Simple. I'm usually working most of the time that I'm in my car. If I wanted to, I could work 24 hours straight and make $500 and have the rest of the week off to myself. This wouldn't be healthy, even though it would be efficient. Not only that, but I don't have to work so hard thanks to one of the new things that Uber added to the arsenal. Plus, with the timing of which it comes, I'm forced to go the marathon run instead of the high-speed sprint, or at least a hybrid that leans towards the long-distance jog. One thing is for sure, the best time to do Uber, meaning when one can make the most amount of money without working 7 days a week, in DC is between 4 p.m., Friday 4 p.m. to Monday 2 a.m. Despite that, I can work any combo of days and still pull off $500. Several factors play into this, so I will have more of a bullet point list here. Okay, so 1. I work in Washington, D.C. Simple fact of the matter is, business will never dry up here. If it ever does, that means that either Uber and ride-sharing has been killed, the way ride-sharing killed the taxi industry, I don't know, teleportation, or something to that effect, or the world has ended. 2. Surge. When I happen to get it. I stopped chasing Surge the last time I did Uber, and I sure as hell am not going to start chasing it now because of number 3. 3. Boost, which is essentially permanent surge for a specific period of time, also a specific place, starting place, honestly. This usually happens Monday to Friday from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. and from 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. And Friday, really, it's kind of Friday all day from what I've seen now. Anyway, but Friday 4 p.m., Saturday all day, and all day Saturday and Sunday. The boost is usually between 1.1 to 1.9 times. Never seen it at 2.0 or above. And if surge is higher than the boost, you get the surge rate. 4. Bonus. This comes in if you make a certain number of trips. Say the bonus is from Monday 4:01 a.m. To Friday 4 a.m. If you complete 21 trips, you get an extra $50. So it's just an example here. This means I no longer have to hope for long trips at least UberX rate, if not UberX plus surge rate. Although nothing beats, say, the ultimate I've ever gotten, which was a downtown DC starting to BWI. That's Baltimore Washington International Airport. UberX run at 3.5 times surge. Over $125, one shot after Uber got to gang rape it with its various quote-unquote fees. I'll take 5 of those a day and high frequency and call it a day over bonuses any day. Okay, this does, however, mean that that 90+% of short trips that DC is no doubt going to be known for, since 90+% of trips in DC is short, meaning less than 5 miles and or less than 5 minutes, will still be of consequence on the back end, since the number of rides adds up quickly. Another part to this is pool. Now, pool is your friend if you want to hit the bonus, because now each rider in the pool counts as one trip, whereas before, if you had 4 people, if you had a pool of 4 people, all 4 of them counted as one trip. The bonuses are usually 2 parts, and happen Monday 4:01 a.m. to Friday 4 a.m. and then from Friday 4:01 a.m. to Monday 4 a.m. Side note to that, as far as the pool goes, the pool is only your friend while you have a bonus to hit. If you don't have a bonus to hit, or you already hit the bonus, the pool instantly goes back to being one of your worst enemies, if not the worst enemy you can have. 5, I keep expenses low if I can eliminate them. Keep this last one in mind for later, since I already know the argument some may come with as to why I'm actually not making any money. It's the same argument I had in my video some time back, shredding Uber. Again, it's that surge manipulation video. And there you have it. That's how I make money on Uber. Notice I said nothing about Uber Lyft combos, promo codes, or anything else. Time. The amount of time I have to myself now is crazy. I now know what the people who are financially free and don't need to work for money feel, to a certain extent. To a certain extent. Not fully, obviously. There's no call, no show. There's no step into my office. There's no, I have HR on the line with me to speak with you. If I want to take the day off, I don't have to ask anyone. I don't have to ask permission to go on a break. I can work as late as I want, or as long as the rides are frequent. Tuesday at 3 a.m. may be a waste of time, but Saturday at 3 a.m. sure as all hell isn't. Or quit as early as I want. If I want to go on vacation, there's no one telling me no, because fill in the blank. I now get more sleep. I can take as long as I damn well please at the gym. I can study for as long as I want now. Keep this too in mind for later. I have so much more of my time back to do whatever I want. It's scary. As of this writing, this is Wednesday, March 15th, 2017, at about 9:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I found myself on 2 occasions sitting in the chair you see me make videos in. You all know the chair. Staring at the black computer screen, wondering what I should do. Not that there was nothing to do, but I've been so used to going out to a job at a set time since I was 14, that for it to be 12 p.m. right, on a Wednesday, and I'm at home, didn't compute. It wasn't time for the gym yet. I didn't have to do Uber today. My life really is just work, gym, home, but now work is whenever I want it to be, and I didn't want it to be today, so what now? I forgot what I did, but I'm pretty sure it was playing video games. Remember number 5 on the list of how I make money on Uber? It was keep expenses low. Here's how I do that. 1. When I finish one trip in DC, I sit there, assuming I don't get another trip before I finish the one that I'm on, with the engine off until I get another ride. I don't have the car idling and I don't drive around. This also helps cut down on the total time I'm not getting paid but still working, quote unquote. Excuse me. 2, I do what I call 24/7s. This is mainly on the weekends, where I go into DC, say Friday evening, and I pack a cosmetics bag as though I'm doing a one-night stand. Why? Because I don't go home until I hit $500 minimum, or Monday 4 a.m. Rolls around, when Uber cuts off the week to addy up and get ready to pay me, whichever comes first. Why do I do this? Because Germantown, Maryland is 40 minutes away from DC with zero traffic, meaning I'm the only person on the road. And that's a waste of gas going one way, much less a round trip. I don't mind doing this every now and then if it means $500 for less than 36 hours of work, and I have the rest of the week to myself. 3, this is big and makes null and void one of the main arguments people have, including myself at one point, with doing Uber. And this is in caps because obviously this is written out. I'm not just saying this out of my mind here. In caps now, people. Do your own maintenance and repair on your car! Exclamation point. Okay. As it stands, while I'm typing this video out, see, I don't read this. I don't just say this out. I have it scripted. Typing this video out, I haven't done Uber all this week because my Uberwagen, sorry for the, anyway, needs at least all new brakes, if not brakes and rotors. Well, thank you, Chrisfix, link in the more info panel, for showing me how to do a complete brake job on a car. This knowledge I used over a year ago to do just that, brakes and rotors, on my girl's 2014 Altima, and that same free knowledge, minus the steak dinner I promised him if I ever meet him, will be used this coming Friday, March 17th, 2017. When my new brakes, pads, and rotors come from a place on eBay, I order them, assuming it's not delayed thanks to this snowstorm. Yeah, and the price for that, well, I'll have a link to it, perhaps, if it's not already gone because I bought it. But the total price for all 4 rotors plus the 8 brake pads came to about 88 something plus free shipping. Yeah. I don't think I need rotors, but well, I don't think I needed rotors, but the cheapest quality set of pads for all 4 tires was only $20 cheaper, so, it's like, why not get the rotors as well? I do all my own maintenance in my car, from oil changes to spark plugs to tires and rotors. No doubt I'm going to need to replace all 4 shocks and struts at once, sooner rather than later. Excuse me. Again, thank you, Chrisfix, for showing me how easy it is, and it is actually rather easy. As far as fluid maintenance schedule, the schedule I follow is this. Well, this is actually under normal conditions, like you just have a car for a normal commute, not really Uber. Uber is a little bit accelerated this, but engine oil is full synthetic with matching synthetic filter, changed every January 1st and July 1st of each year. All other fluids in the car, minus gas of course, gets flushed every January 1st. This I take to a Mr. Tire. I mean, you can take it to, don't take it to the dealership, obviously. Just have some reputable, established, company, not some mom and pop shop, unless you know them, right? And unless they know what they're doing, okay? Engine air filters gets replaced every January 1st, along with mass airflow sensor cleaning and cabin air filter change. Tires get rotated with each oil change. I get my tires from Mr. Tire, and they have a lifetime free tire rotations. Okay. I get a free set of wiper blades when I schedule an appointment online at Mr. Tire, and I do that when I do the tire rotation. Any and all engine belts get replaced every 2 years. Well, okay, really serpentine belt. Obviously, timing belt, that's like maybe like every 50 to 100,000 miles or so, you know, which actually mine is coming up on because there's like 80-something thousand miles on my car now. The interior, steam clean detailing every January 1st and July 1st. Yeah, so that was my regular schedule. The Uber schedule sees monthly oil changes and 6 months for all other fluids. Okay. Everything else stays the same. One last thing to do is every year take your car to the manufacturer that made it. For example, I have a Mazda, so I take it to a Mazda dealership, right? And have them do the highest point inspection on it. This should be in like the hundreds, like 120 point, 150 point, etc. That way, you know exactly what needs fixing from a mechanical stance and maybe even electrical stance. Take their results, find the parts online, and fix it yourself. Trust me, they're going to find shit wrong with your car because they want to charge you and charge you dealership prices. So if everybody else can't find it, they will find it. Okay. This is the maintenance schedule I've made up for every car I've ever owned. Only 2 as of this writing, actually. And the only reason I don't still have that 2001 Kia Optima, the SCV6 one, is because of an electrical problem that was probably there before I bought the car. I bought it used, but showed up 4 years after. It wasn't an accident, even though it looked fine structurally, inside and out. And it checked out, too, as far as the dealership said. But for those 4 years, it ran like a champ. And like it came from the factory with 0 miles on it. Electricals was something I couldn't fix, even though it didn't stop me from trying for 6 months before calling it quits and getting the 2012 Mazda 6 that I have now. Now, people, especially gearheads and better, might call my maintenance schedule overkill. I call it full insurance. I've seen people with cars from the 60s to 90s that may have been tougher than the cars today, but sure as hell weren't built better. That have well over 275 to 795,000 miles on them, and all I hear is, oh, good maintenance, regular oil changes. They have the original engine and transmission, although one did tell me that he got it preventatively rebuilt, the engine and transmission. Preventatively rebuilt as an extra precaution, even though it didn't need it. When I went to Costa Rica, this was back this past December, nothing but cars from the 90s with X odd 100,000 miles on it, unless you were rich and could afford a new or newer car. If that can be done, I don't see why my car can't achieve the same despite Uber. Okay, now 4. Sorry, customers. This is the writers. If any writers happen to stumble across this video or this channel or anything, as I would like to think they would. Sorry, customers or clients, whatever the hell. But I do Uber X and Pool. I'm not Uber Black, so you're paying for a ride and you're getting one, and that's it. Hell, you're even getting to arrive there alive and in one piece. Aren't I nice? You arrive alive in one piece, as said. Despite the mastery of tactical driving, I'll call it, that I acquired from DC driving, I don't use it. I don't use any of it unless mandatory while you're in the car, meaning I need to bust a move to get past the BS people that walk around like they have nothing, walk so slow like they have nothing in life doing, mixed with all the other idiot freaking drivers that surround me, you know? Point is, don't expect a whole bunch of extras because someone has to pay for it, and unlike actual legitimate businesses, I can't offshore that expense to you, the rider, or Uber. Okay? I'm here to make money. Right. That, and I don't feel like writing it off in taxes for pittance. I mean, I can't write the whole thing off. Like, you get a certain amount of it. So, I'd rather have the money now rather than later. Thanks. I do have charger cords and all that, but The bottle of wine, the steak, the stock options, and futures advice that many of you entitled, milk-spoiled asses seem to think you deserve and that I'm obligated to give you, yeah, negative. Okay, take that somewhere else. I'm not the one, and neither are you. Okay, so number 5. Should be obvious, but don't get tickets of any kind and keep your car insurance company blissfully oblivious to your hustles. Geico has no idea what the hell I'm doing with this car under their insurance. And of course, I have the other insurance, but whatever. And they're going to stay blissfully ignorant, too, because if I get into an accident, you know what? All 4, 5, 6, however the hell many people are packed up, we're all friends. We know each other from way back. We all got into an accident, and I'm going to go pimp Geico if I can't pimp whatever BS insurance, quote-unquote, Uber has out on us while I have the app on. So, yeah, and that's how that's done. So you may be wondering, can't you make more if you go 7 days a week? Or $500 ain't shit compared to some of the other people that do Uber that claim to make fill in the blank. Well, first off, yes, I could make more if I wanted to. $500 a week may not seem like much, but here's the point and purpose of it. I can go enjoy my life and do what I want to do. One of, if not the main reasons, I can do that is minimalism. Apart from some debts which I'm currently sanding down, minimalism in all things is the reason I can either make a lot and keep much of it, or not have to work as hard and go lay on the beach, so to speak. While others have to slave away to some overseer with a whip, better known as a boss or shift lead or some other authoritarian-esque title. I don't have any wife or kids parasiting off money. I don't have some palatial estate to upkeep or the luxury car to match. I buy the essentials from food, plant-based raw food lifestyle, as much as possible, to clothes, custom-made whenever possible, of high-quality materials that I buy once and keep forever instead of as current fashion trends and vanity allows, or demands rather, to personal care. Enter double-edged safety razor, exit cartridge razor, etc. The fact that I don't need much money to survive and thrive, and what little money I do need, I can get on my own pace and schedule, give me time to work on my transition. Transition to what, you may ask? Ultimately, even before the debts are paid off, but especially after, what I'm hoping is that I can use this newfound freedom of time to increase, first and foremost, my health. I don't know how I was able to even go to the gym when I was working that 12-hour foolishness. This was my previous job, of which the video review is coming. Now that that crap is over, I'm planning to make sure it never happens again, unless it's under my own terms and various terms for various undertakings in my own life. Not for anyone else, i.e. that employer-employee sadomasochism. Another thing I plan to figure out is how to secure my new earned freedom, doing something I control 100%, something that's 100% owned and operated by me and me alone. The reason for that should be easy to figure out, apart from the guaranteed freedom and hopefully the money that should come, that should follow. But for anyone that doesn't know what that other reason is, it's simple. I'm not going to be doing Uber my whole life. When it comes down to it, much like YouTube or anything else, if Uber wants to fuck my shit up, all they have to do is cancel my account for whatever reason. On top of that, I'm sick of the people in the DC metro area that I have to essentially chauffeur around. Sick of their mentality, their attitude, entitlement, belief, etc. The main reason is that I don't own it. That's the main reason, actually. I mean, despite the people in their ways. The main reason is that I don't own it, meaning someone can take it away from me and there's nothing I can do about it. Not only that, but whenever I get a new car, I sure as hell am not going to be doing Uber anymore, and not with it anyway, especially. I don't know how some people depend on this as though if they don't do it, there's nothing else. Well, then again, maybe that's exactly the reason they do it. I, however, see Uber for what it is. A rest area on a road trip. I guess the road trip is life, I don't know. Here, I use the bathroom, meaning flush my life of the employer-employee mentality. Refill on gas and food, meaning get my mental and physical health back. Stretch, meaning take a vacation from it all. Load up on supplies, meaning figure out what to do next and get the knowledge needed to do it. And ship out, meaning ship out. Besides, with this self-driving car business coming on the horizon, and despite whatever setbacks it may have, it is coming, and I'd like to think it's coming sooner rather than later. This rest area known as Uber won't be a rest area for much longer. Becoming my own boss was step 1 of 2. I completed that to a certain extent. Step 2 of 2 is becoming financially free to where I don't need to work to live. Minimalism reduced my expenses. Now I just need to increase profits. How am I going to do this? I mean, hell, none of your damn business. I mean, you know, I'm working on that, on what I'm working on, and that's all you need to know. Even though you don't need, quote unquote, to know anything. The last part is, now I can say whatever the fuck I want about any and everything and any and everyone, either on or offline, and not have to worry about any employer or HR or any of that bullshit seeing it and deciding they want to feel, quote unquote, any kind of way. And there you have it. So, for all of the complaints that are due to Uber, and they are due complaints, I will thank Uber for this, because despite what foolishness that they come with and they have surrounding them, they did in fact keep up one, and at least with me, one, I wouldn't say promise or guarantee, but one claim that they had. I was actually able to realize that claim, so that claim was fulfilled. So I will thank them for that, and pimp them like the hoes they are for as long as I can before they get too old and nobody wants to mess with them anymore, because there's a younger, tighter, wetter hoe to mess with, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, now you have it, and thanks for listening.